He stepped into the elevator just like he had done countless times before. The building was quiet that night. The lights in the lobby cast soft shadows on the walls. He swiped his card, the door opened, and he walked in. He pressed the button for his floor, the doors closed behind him, and then, just like that, he vanished. No one saw him leave, no sound was heard, and the elevator continued moving as if nothing had happened. It was as if he had been erased from that small space entirely. The man, Daniel Harper, was 32. He had a calm, predictable life. He lived alone in a quiet part of the city. He worked as a junior systems analyst in a local office and was known to be quiet and careful. He had no criminal history, no debts, no enemies. Friends described him as reliable, structured, and routine-driven. Every day seemed the same for Daniel, which made this disappearance all the more shocking. One ordinary evening, he did what he always did. He came home after work, expecting to rest and continue his normal life the next day. But that night, his routine ended in a way no one could explain. The apartment building he lived in was modern, 14 floors high, and had a reputation for safety. Security cameras covered the lobby, stairwells, service corridors, and both elevators. Residents trusted the system, feeling safe even at night. On that evening, the cameras were functioning perfectly, quietly recording every movement. Nothing about the building itself suggested anything unusual could happen inside. And yet, when Daniel stepped in, that calm, ordinary environment became the scene of one of the most baffling mysteries of modern times. CCTV footage captured Daniel walking into the building. He moved at a relaxed pace, hands in his pockets, a small backpack slung over his shoulder. He glanced at his phone for a moment and then pressed the elevator button. The elevator arrived smoothly, the doors opened, and Daniel stepped inside. The small camera inside recorded him standing there quietly, waiting for the ride to his floor. His hands rested naturally at his sides. He did not look nervous or confused. He did not press any emergency button. He simply waited. The doors closed, and the elevator began its journey upward. Nothing seemed out of the ordinary. But then, something impossible happened. A few moments later, the elevator reached the 7th floor. The doors opened, and the camera revealed an empty interior. Daniel Harper was gone. There was no footage showing him leaving, no evidence of struggle or forced entry. The doors closed again, and the elevator continued its route normally. For anyone reviewing the footage, it was the most confusing moment imaginable. A man enters an elevator, the doors close, and when they open, he is simply gone. Investigators immediately reviewed all other camera footage in the building. They examined every stairwell, every emergency exit, and even the parking area. There was no sign of him anywhere. No one entered or exited after him. His disappearance had no witnesses. There was no way he could have left without being seen. The building itself offered no answers. The cameras, elevators, and doors were functioning normally. Technicians confirmed that the system had no faults, no glitches, no missing frames. Everything was intact, and yet Daniel Harper had vanished. The elevator itself was carefully inspected. Engineers checked every mechanism, control panel, door, and shaft. They found no signs of damage or tampering. The elevator operated as it should.
There was no possibility of him falling into a shaft. No alarms were triggered. There was no evidence of a mechanical problem. Every technical report confirmed what was already obvious from the CCTV footage. A man entered, and then he disappeared without explanation. Some began to consider foul play. Could someone have been hiding in the elevator or inside the building? Investigators questioned building staff, security guards, and maintenance personnel. No one admitted to seeing anything unusual. No evidence suggested that anyone had tampered with the elevator or the surveillance system. The elevator was too small for someone to hide undetected. There were no secret compartments. Nothing pointed to a crime being committed. And yet, the man was gone. Attention then turned to Daniel's phone. Records showed that his last signal came at the exact time the elevator doors closed. After that, there was nothing. No calls, no messages. The phone never pinged again. Investigators could not explain how both a man and his phone could disappear at the same moment. They checked all nearby cell towers, nearby Wi-Fi connections, and even triangulated possible movements. Nothing appeared. It was as if Daniel and his phone had ceased to exist simultaneously. Daniel's apartment was searched. Everything seemed normal. His bed was unmade, his laptop on the desk, his clothes where they belonged. Nothing was packed. No notes or messages left behind. There was no indication that he had planned to leave. His life was ordinary, stable, and predictable. Everything about him suggested he would return home safely. Yet that night he vanished. The disappearance caught the attention of the public. News outlets reported the story, and CCTV footage was shared online. Millions watched the clip, rewinding it over and over, trying to find a clue. Viewers commented with theories, from simple explanations like technical errors to far more extreme ideas. Some believed the elevator malfunctioned in a way no one could understand. Others thought foul play was involved. A few even suggested something beyond science. But nothing could be proven. Every replay of the footage revealed the same mysterious truth. A man enters an elevator and disappears. Weeks turned into months. Authorities expanded the search. Hospitals, shelters, airports, and border checkpoints were checked. There were no sightings, no tips, nothing. Family and friends grew desperate. His mother said he would never leave voluntarily. His sister expressed fear that something had happened inside that elevator. Investigators remained puzzled. The case gradually went cold, but the footage continued to circulate online, leaving viewers worldwide puzzled and disturbed. Over the years, people speculated endlessly. Some suggested a mechanical accident, but no evidence supported it. Others believed it was a crime committed by someone with inside knowledge of the building. Others still proposed supernatural explanations. Every theory had flaws. Every explanation seemed incomplete. What remained was the same simple, terrifying fact. A man entered an elevator, and he never came out. The building still stands today. Residents continue to use the elevators. Life goes on as usual. Some report a strange feeling when riding the elevator late at night. Others notice nothing unusual. The footage remains, unchanged, quietly showing the last moments of Daniel Harper, a man who followed his routine, who trusted his building, and who vanished without a trace. Some mysteries leave clues, some leave evidence, some leave nothing. Daniel Harper's story leaves only questions. A simple ride in an elevator, a closed door, an open door, and a man who disappeared completely. If you like stories like this and mysteries that make you wonder, then you can like and subscribe to the channel.